Give me 1 second. Let's see if this is working like it should be. I think we are up and running. So as you're coming in, please, 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 now more than ever, a like is going to go a long way because I scheduled this and notifications don't always go out. So just want to make sure that everybody can come out and hang out for a little bit. We're talking about productivity, and we're going to really get into the main point as quickly as we can, as long as this is working for us. All right, it looks like it is. Awesome. So how to be more productive as a business owner. That's what we're going to cover today. And this can be applied in multiple industries, in really any industries. This is something that you can apply in real estate, in insurance, in your day-to-day job, whatever that happens to be, and also in your personal life. What's important here is compressing time. What's important here is getting more things done that are meaningful to you. So one of the things that you won't hear here is, hey, just hire a bunch of people to get more things done, because believe it or not, even hiring people is not going to necessarily get the job done. So there's a system that I go through. There's a system that I teach my agents. There's a system that I teach a lot of entrepreneurs how to get more things done so you can focus on the things that actually are meaningful to you, things that you actually want to accomplish at the end of the day. Now, before we get started, as you're coming in, let me know in the comment section where you're listening from. I want to make sure that we're representing as many people as we possibly can. I know that the notifications are being a little bit slow today, and that is fine. But the small exercise that I want to give you right here and right now, just to give you an understanding of where you possibly fall on the productivity scale, is have a journal. I wish I would have put my journal up here on the desk before we got started, but log your day. Log your day in a journal or in an Evernote, or email yourself, what did I get accomplished on this day? And when I say log, I mean write down from what time to what time. If you took lunch from 12 to 2 as an example, we'll make sure that you document that. If you were busy with your emails from 1 to 1:20, make sure that you document that. Get into the habit of documenting, especially starting out, just so you see where you are. Now, you don't have to do this forever, but 1 day is going to be a good snapshot. 2 days is going to be a better snapshot. Ideally, if you do this 5 days, starting out, it's going to really help you out. Again, it's just a small exercise, logging, documenting what you're doing, because that's going to really say a lot about what you are presently doing. Are you investing your time in what's meaningful, in what's going to advance your business? So that small exercise is going to really help you at least raise awareness to how effective or how productive you are. So again, we're talking about how to be more productive as a business owner, because we don't have time to waste. We're not on somebody else's payroll. So we need to get things done. So if we don't work, then we don't eat. If we don't work, then our mortgage payment goes unpaid. This is in a W-2 position where you're expecting things to come in, right? So anyway, with that being said, just that small exercise, I just wanted to offer that to you as a little reset, as a self-awareness moment, because a lot of people don't realize that, hey, you're not being very effective with your time. You may be working 12 hours, but are you getting 12 hours worth of work done? There's a difference. And I'm not pointing the finger at anybody. More than anything, I'm pointing it at myself, because this is something I find myself time and time and time again. So these strategies have really helped me out, and I really need to give somebody a huge shout out, a huge credit. Justin Conoco, I had him on the YouTube channel several weeks ago. He's the one that really refined my productivity scale. But with that being said, let's get started. Step number 1, in order to get more productive, get more things done, list out your tasks. List out the tasks that you need to accomplish. What needs to happen this day, this week, this month, this year. List them out. Write them on paper. There is so much value that comes from moving that pen or typing it in. What needs to happen? Listing out your tasks. Listing out your tasks for just brainstorming out right now. Just brainstorm out what needs to happen. List everything that you possibly can think of, whether that is you're trying to get a new job, whether that's you're trying to get better at your job, whether that's you're trying to sell more houses, sell more insurance policies, whatever it happens to be. Listing out those tasks that need to be done, that is where you need to start. So listing out everything possible, And then what happens after that is you're going to need to schedule those. You're going to go through and you're going to schedule out what needs to happen. You're going to schedule out all of the tasks within a meaningful amount of time, an appropriate amount of time, so as to not overload you. So there's no sense in you listing everything out and then just leaving that list there with undefined dates, with undefined deadlines. Because at the end of the day, if you just list everything out, cool, you have that self-awareness, but when are you going to get them done? You're going to have that eternal laundry list of things to get accomplished, but you're going to be so demoralized because you very rarely get to them because you let other life get in the way. So again, listing out your task is super powerful, but two, scheduling them, that's where you find meaningful movement in your business. And most importantly, when it comes to the tasks, you have to prioritize the importance. You have to prioritize the important tasks because those are the ones that get done. As an example, whenever I go through and I'm mapping out my day, mapping out my week, I ensure that my big boulders, my big movers, the tasks that I really need to accomplish, I make sure that those happen first because I have the most clarity in the morning. I have the most drive in the morning. I have the most energy in the morning. And that's because I am a morning person. So that's really why I front load all of my important stuff, because that ensures that by the time 11 hits or 2 p.m. hits, even if I didn't feel like I did all that great and kind of get just drained and just don't feel like doing anything for the rest of the day, I ensured that the important things actually got done first. So that's why it's important, again, to prioritize the important tasks, because if you don't start off with those, you can quickly run out of energy and not get anything done. All right, so, and then the fourth, we need to time block. We need to time block more effectively. You need to understand your body, need to understand your mind, need to have that self-awareness of what days you typically have the most energy. So a lot of you have a family. So does this mean that Monday through Friday you need to be working on transitory tasks, or are you able to do critical thinking, very focused thinking throughout that time? So have that understanding of what days of the week you generally can have. Let's just say if you have a YouTube channel, what days can you actually record? Where the kids are in school or they're not in school, work around that, and it really helps out to have that time block. So understanding what days of the week you can perform certain tasks, and also when, so the actual time within those days is very valuable, because you have to understand that in order to be effective with your time and really zone in on what you're looking to accomplish. So there are times that I set aside every single week at a certain time where I just work on my blog. So I do have a individual that helps me out. Thank you so much, Soraya, by the way. She is my article writer, my blogger, where I have my critical thinking time, just brainstorming different articles that we can write together. And then also, well, I guess I don't write them. I just edit them. But I think critically on and creatively what we want to write out. And then I put some bullet points so then she can take them off and take them and run with them. And then I also have another time where I sit down and I review the work and just clean up a few things here and really voice it in my own voice. So having that time block is really powerful. A lot of you are doing time blocking right now very effectively with cold calling. So you're setting up either the morning or midday or the evening to do cold calling, and you make sure that you don't miss that. So it's that type of clarity, that type of time blocking that's going to really help you out. So having that done intelligently to where you're not working against yourself. And what does that mean? Well, let's just say if you have kids and they get out of school at 3, well, does it make sense for you to program any recordings of your YouTube videos from 2 to 4? Well, no, it doesn't, because from 3 to 4, you're going to be in the lane to pick up the kids after they get out of school. So it doesn't make sense. So make sure that you time block it intelligently, because if you don't, chances are that's just not going to get done. And as we're talking about productivity, as we're talking about getting more things done as a business owner, we have to talk about automation. We have to talk about using software to our advantage, using different items that will make our life a lot easier. So as an example, how I'm able to get more things done, how I'm able to schedule a lot of my videos, a lot of my guests for my videos, how I'm able to schedule some face-to-face time with my real estate team. So we're nearing 100 agents at the Agent First group. So if you're interested in more information, then I'll link that down below. But how I'm able to do my one-on-one sessions with my agents is through a simple software called Calendly. So it's Calendly, Calendly, so Calendly. Calendly allows me to schedule time, or allows agents to schedule on my calendar. So I preset what days, what times I'm generally available. So again, goes back to that time blocking where I will be attentive to the agents. I will be in front of my computer for my agents, and I will be in a prime position to assist my agents. So just that simple automation alone, if you will. So having somebody schedule their time on my calendar directly is very powerful, and it saves me a lot of time, saves me a lot of, what days are you available? Well, okay, is it Mondays on Fridays? Do they work? No. Okay, well, what time here? It just eliminates all that. So this is very powerful, something to really understand as you get going with your business and you start scaling it. You're going to realize how important your calendar is, and the quicker that you can get a hold of your calendar, the quicker that you can condense it and control it to a way to where it's actually working for you, the better. So that's what I mean by, about automating. So automating certain tasks that you don't need to physically be doing yourself. Another example would be using software like Zapier. Zapier connects multiple websites with each other, connects multiple websites to perform certain tasks. So whenever somebody submits their information in one of your landing pages, well, you can connect it over to your email autoresponder and then have the email autoresponder set up a automated sequence, as opposed to you getting the information from your landing page, or you having to manually log in to your landing page generator to see if any leads have come in and send out emails or texts from there. So that's what I mean about automation, because it's a great way for you to save money because you don't have to pay anybody, but it's also a great way to get more things done. So again, we're talking about being productive, being more productive as a business owner, regardless of the industry that you're in. This is something that you need to take a hold of as quickly as possible, get more things done in a shorter amount of time. And now we get to the point where you delegate. Now you can delegate to adding individuals to your team, to your payroll, to the infrastructure that you have built. But as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm not necessarily suggesting that you delegate by adding more and more people to the payroll. What I would much rather you do is delegate to the vendors that you work with. Delegate to the people that are working with you. So let's just say a lot of you are in the real estate space. Well, you can partner up with the lender and have the lender and or the lender's staff make the calls for you. So whenever a lead comes in from one of your ads, as an example, will allow the lender to get on the phone and try to pre-qualify them for you. So use your resources around you. The title company. Well, a title company has a lot of resources that you can tap into. You can go literally into a title company's office, just about any one of them, and use their conference room because that's where they close a lot of deals for you. So leverage that type of relationship and delegate that type of certain types of tasks that are working well for you. So going back to our lender in the example, so delegating to one of our partners, there's a big lender up here in the Flower Mound area, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, that actually does videos for the agents. So that's something that's very powerful for you. You don't have to get a videographer. They already have one on staff, so you can pop in there, shoot a few videos, and you're out. So allowing yourself to partner up and delegate some of these tasks is very powerful for you without you having to be on the hook for the expense. So delegating, again, you don't necessarily have to hire a bunch of people, but delegate certain tasks so where you don't have to do the heavy lifting. So you can do this with your clients, you can do this with your leads, asking them to take that next move before you have to do anything and following up. So that really helps you out. And then what's also going to be very important as you start getting into your systems, as you start growing with your business and growing your business, You need to continually audit yourself, continually audit what it is that you're doing, because what you may be doing today may not be or make sense a year from now. I'll give you one example. For the entire year of 2020, it was 2020, right? Yeah, so for the entire year of 2020, I would send out DMs to certain individuals within a certain Facebook group. And I quickly found out that, well, I guess I didn't quickly. After I audited myself in 2021, I realized I should not be doing this. This is something that one of my assistants needs to take over. There's no reason for me to remember to do this every single day when somebody else can log in and do this for me. So that's just one simple example. That's just one simple way that if you get into the habit of doing something, kudos to you for having that resolve. Kudos to you for being that productive and, sticking to your word because you said that you were going to do it. Kudos to you. But if you continue doing something just out of habit, if you continue to do something without necessarily double thinking it down the road, when your business is different, when you have 10 clients as opposed to one client, when you have 100 clients versus 12 clients, if you stop changing, or if you adapt the strategy that got you to that point and don't modify it in such a way, then you're bottlenecking yourself and you're causing more frustration. So continue to audit yourself time and time again, because again, the business plan that you set out today is not going to be the one that manifests itself 3 months from now, 9 months from now, 2 years from now. It can look different. So you need to continue cycling through this productivity wheel time and time again to continue growing. Cardistry Addict, loving the stream. Hey, I appreciate you hopping on. I know it's an impromptu one, but I really wanted to come on here and just share this. I love being productive. I love just one example. This live stream alone is a productivity measure for me. I have several videos that I need to edit or clean up the edits because of my editor gets them very, very close to the finish line. I just do the final edit and do the cleanup work, which there's very little because Jasper is really good at what he does. But I didn't have one really ready to go, so I did a live stream right here. So I'm telling on myself right now, live streams are the best way to be productive here on YouTube, because now this is going to live forever. This is going to live here. I don't have to edit it moving forward. It's whatever we said here, whatever we shared here is good to go. Now I do have my notes in front of me, which you do not see, but it does help me. You know what? I'll share it. There's no harm in sharing it, just so you kind of see what we're talking about and what you see, what I see whenever I'm speaking to you. So there you go. There are my notes. How to be more productive as a business owner. I hit my points, list out the tasks, schedule, prioritize, time block, automate, delegate, and habitually audit yourself. There you go. The behind the scenes tour. And again, at the end of this, we've talked about how to be more productive. I think that, and I hope that this was valuable to you. A like is going to go a long way, so letting me know that it was. But also comment down below, was this beneficial? Do you think that this can help you in your business and be more productive? I'm trying to share with you as much as I possibly can, because I'm figuring a lot of things out myself. So again, huge shout out to Justin Conoco. I'll make sure that I share this video with him, because he was a huge inspiration in my new way of thinking and how to be more productive. Outside of that, make it a great weekend. Talk soon. Bye.